Hi, I'm Garwood Whaley, and I wrote Primary Handbook for Timpani. I wrote this book when I started teaching timpani because at the time there were very few timpani methods that were both comprehensive and musical and moved at a pace where students could really absorb the material. I had graduated from Juilliard and studied with Saul Goodman, and of course his method for timpani is world-renowned. It's a superb method. But I found that it was a little bit too much for younger students. I mean, they saw this big, thick book that went on to include advanced repertoire, and they sort of freaked out, thinking, oh, I'll never get through this. So I wanted something that was more bite-sized, if you will. So I wrote this book, and I encompassed all the fundamental techniques that you need to play timpani, starting with single strokes, moving through roll studies, cross-sticking, muffling, all the fundamental techniques. And that takes up the first part of the book. The second part of the book are musical studies, a whole page of a piece that uses specific techniques or incorporates all the techniques from the book. And it starts with 2 drums and moves on to 3 and 4 drums, including the progressive use of tuning changes and lots of dynamics and musicality. The book is modeled after the kind of musical teaching that Saul Goodman did at Juilliard, really developing musicality in the player. So it's progressive. It starts very simply with 2 drums, single strokes, and talks about all of the fundamental techniques, includes lots of musical expressions and dynamics. And by the time the student finishes with Primary Handbook for Timpani, they're quite an accomplished intermediate level player, and they certainly understand musicality, the use of different kinds of sticks, the use of all the different techniques from muffling to cross-sticking to different kinds of rolls and so forth. So I encourage you, if you don't know Primary Handbook for Timpani, to take a look at it, perhaps use it with one of your students to see how it works. It's certainly been successful in my teaching. I appreciate your watching. Thanks very much.